Welcome to another week of Sunday League to Legend action. Leyland Albion have retained their spot at the top of the English North West Counties Division 1 North in your absence. However, we are being pursued close behind by the likes of the Holker Old Boys, who are on something like a 20-game unbeaten run, Lower Breck, who defeated us this season, and AFC Blackpool, who possess Connor Finlayson, one of the top strikers in the division. In the last 5 games, we've done pretty well. We've won 4 and lost just 1 to Bury AFC. All started last time out, 6-2 win against Pilkington. We then had a narrow win over Prestwich, and Boubacar Balde certainly impressed us. He scored a hat-trick for the opposition, and since we've signed him. Garstang next, and it was a 5-3 win. Again, the goals going in. I think we've scored something like 90 this season in 22 games. We are cracking in the goals, but as you can see, we're also letting them in at the other end as well. This is the big concern. AFC Darwin next. Bit more of a modest scoreline here, just 2-1, and it was the defenders doing their business for us. Dave Stanley and Thomas Murphy, left back. Liam Griffiths, good player for AFC Darwin. He's got plenty of goals, as we were at the Anchor Ground. Goal car next. Not a great game, this one, very quiet. Thought things were going our way when we scored a second goal through Connor Comer in the second half, but Buckley got one back for the away side there at Fox Lane in front of just 9 away fans. They at least got to see a goal. Then the wheels sort of came off against Bury AFC. They were just relentless. There was nothing really we could do about it. Our strikers not having the best day, and Joshua Ede and Richard Pell, goals pretty much very well against the run of play, and not a good representation of our performance at all. There have been plenty of transfers. As you can see, a couple of offers have been made for our players. Both Trent Coulter and Connor Comer look likely to be leaving us. So Comer is our big target striker up front. He's done a fantastic job for us, scoring 38 goals, 33 in the league out of 22 appearances, an average rating of 8.0. He came over from Atherton when we first took over in Division 10. When we created Leyland Albion right at the start, we had to take a team out, and it was Atherton moved over some of their players, gave them the option to continue in the league. He was one of them, but unfortunately he appears to be on the way out. So plenty of clubs are looking at him. As you can see, Barton Town, Bromsgrove, Nelson, Northwich, who are a division above us, but Liversedge have made the offer. I think he may be on the way, to be honest, which would be disappointing, especially as well with Trent Coulter, who we signed in the summer, and I'm really hoping will decline the moves elsewhere. In terms of the players that we brought in, as mentioned, there was Boubacar Balde, Gambian striker. It was his. He had good pace and acceleration, which was a lot better when I signed him, to be honest. But was a score of 13 there, finishing of 11. He was cracking in the goals. He's got 10 this season, so he is somebody that we can look at as probably a substitute to come off the bench. That's the plan. I seem to remember that his acceleration and pace was better than that. And then there's Lee Hughes. So this isn't the first time that offers have come in for a striker. I thought that we were going to lose both Comer and Harry Walker in recent weeks. Offers came in. Walker declined to move. Comer took a bit longer, and as such, I went in for a striker quickly, which was this old chap, 44 years old now. It's Lee Hughes, formerly certainly in his playing career. He made it up to the Premier League with West Brom, never scored, but did well in the Championship, in League One, and then slowly tumbled down the leagues with the Vanarama North, the likes of Worcester, and AFC Telford before Helsewin, Mickleover, Grantham, Nuneaton Borough last season, and here with us this year. Yet to really set the world on fire is Lee Hughes. Not done much for us. So as a result, I think we're going to give him a bit more time up front. Alongside Comer, Walker is over on the right, Ede left, Coulter and Barlow in the middle nowadays. Old Diego taking a bit of a rest. In defence, we've got Forbes on the right, solid as you like. De Castro is the choice at the moment on the left, ahead of Murphy. Then we've got Pell, and it's Francis Aliou who I've picked in central defence. Dave Stanley, he just has what I like to call Titus Bramble syndrome. 99% of the game, absolutely fine. Not a problem. He looks the part, plays good passes, gets in for the attacks, for the corners. But unfortunately, there's just a mistake in him. And it always seems to happen with his man who he's watching. And that's why we're conceding goals. I am thinking about changing the formation up to try and make us a bit more solid round at the back. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be or what it's going to look like. But if Comer leaves, probably with Coulter, then radical changes will need to be made. Today's game is at Fox Lane. It is wet, I believe, which is apt for this time of year. Plenty of opposition instructions have been suggested, and they want us to change the team around a bit. That's not happening. We are staying exactly as we are. The league has been going pretty well for us. We are top, as you can see, but we're being pursued all the way by the Holker Old Boys. We just don't really have the opportunity to build up a bit of a gap. The loss to Bury AFC meant that the draw that the Holker Old Boys had the week before just brought them a point towards us, really. We won the game on the day that they drew, which gave us a little bit of a gap, but then it got extinguished straight away. I have to say, though, Bury AFC, very strong side. Really, really strong. Certainly compared to the other teams in the league. They were the early odds-on season favourites to earn promotion. Haven't really hit the headlines just yet. Not the heights that were expected. But there's still time. We are back at Fox Lane, as I said, in the English North West Counties Division 1 North. Jamie Webster is the boss, and it's always nice to see the social media feedback. Connor. Ede starting is a terrible call. He scored 3 in the past 3 games. No, I'm not having that. Ede really done well. I am expecting to see a better performance out of everybody. Bit of motivation going around. But it's Connor Comer again who is feeling somewhat complacent. Isn't what you like to see from your star striker. So the formation this time is we've got Walker playing on the right, and then Hughes up front with Comer. Here we go. Just give a little bit of a shout to encourage the boys as we get underway here in Leyland. Plenty of fans in attendance for today. Supposedly we have a capacity of 500, but that looks a little bit more, to be honest, as it's an early goal. AFC Liverpool on the score sheet, Ryan Davis, a great strike within a minute. So Aliou with the ball upfield, it's cut out by Saunders, Stephenson heads it on, and Davis, he used Richard Pell there as a bit of a shield so that the goalkeeper couldn't see what was going on. Good goal. Yep. We've conceded again. It always happens, but we always score as well. So hopefully we can look to that positivity. Has been a bit of a tough time as of late for the likes of Connor Comer. He hasn't seemed that, well, motivated is probably the right word. As the offers have come in and the interest in him shown, he has a little bit had his head turned as Walker gets in behind. Coulter with the effort, but it's no problem for the goalkeeper. AFC Liverpool there, keeping their clean sheet intact as De Castro is going to fire this in. It's an early one, and it's Harry Walker at the back stick. His 20th of the season. Even playing on the right wing, he's a danger. Great move by De Castro here. Look at that. Back post. Walker gets up. No chance for the goalkeeper. Really good finish. And we are back level prior to 10 minutes. As Nelson take the lead against Daisy Hill. Peter Wright with the goal on 5 minutes. And it has been a pretty good start. Not many shots though going in. Just 2 apiece. So there's plenty of work to be done here. Would like to see Lee Hughes have a good game because he's turned up. Seems to be a good professional. His stats are better than anybody else at the club, considering his history and the amount of teams he's played for. The fact that he's still going at 44 is a bit of a surprise, certainly for me. It does give me hope. My mid-30s. Maybe I could do some business. Whereas AFC Blackpool are taking the lead at the Mechanics against Garstang. So a bit of a local derby there, just down the M55, obviously. As Powell is going to take this free kick, good effort, but a save from Contakos. So he's seen off Andy Kane, the goalkeeper who we brought in. He came from Atherton, actually, with the likes of Conor Comer, but didn't really get an opportunity because Contakos playing well. No reason to drop him. Pell all the way back to the goalkeeper, and it's right to the other end of the field. Amazing. Good stuff. And it's a shot well over. That is non-league football. The DNA all over the screen there. De Castro with another good cross. This time Walker not able to get on the end of it. But it's a corner. Coulter to take. And it's going to go right up the field to Davis. Pierce now, look at that, he's got a free strike on goal. 2 men eventually get to him and concede the free kick. Aqua with the delivery, but it is gone out for a goal kick. Conor Comer, one of our poorest players it looks like at the minute, as that is just absolutely aimless from Aliou. They've been told, the defence, to take fewer risks, and that seems to be translated as put the ball upfield as long as possible, because that is the sort of effect that it has. It just comes back at us. And this Saunder. Butler involved as well in the midfield. Evans with the ball over the top. Stephenson, the defence. It's just poor all-round play, isn't it? Rank bad play. What can you do? I feel a sense of sympathy for Mikel Arteta at the minute, because he clearly sets up his team as to go out and play some decent football and to get a result. But much like Arsenal, my players aren't really doing the business. What's that? That's a long ball to nobody. We're not on long passes. There's another one. Yeah. And it's just bouncing pinball, and eventually an AFC Liverpool player brings it down as Comer wins a corner. So both Comer and Lee Hughes not really performing up to standard right now, as Pierce gets a free run. Forbes with a good sliding tackle this time, and Pierce just not able to control it at the byline. Yeah. Only Walker and possibly De Castro showered themselves in any glory so far, as Pell, his attack is cleared. Barlow now on the ball. Forbes. Alright lads, let's see what we can do here. Walker inside for some reason. Have things just gone off the rails for Leyland Albion? Comer now plays it through to Hughes. Look at that, he's crowded out. Ede, there's the goal. Remember that social media post telling me that I should drop him? Well, that seems to have worked out, doesn't it? Comer through to Hughes, who really does get pressured. This has happened a couple of times now in the games that he's played, but Ede with good movement to get in. Goalkeeper will be disappointed to be beaten at the near post, but it is an equaliser. We are back to 2-2. It is a Desmond at Fox Lane. Liverpool, AFC Liverpool though. Playing some good stuff. No stranger to a yellow kit in Merseyside, obviously. XG wise, we should be bossing it. Let's go into the dressing room, and now I'm going to sell out really and give them a bit of a lift. Let's give them the green. In fact, let's fire them up, shall we? Normally, I'm a simple encourage manager. As the Hulker All Boys take the lead against backup. Come on, give us a chance. Good clearance by Pell, but it's back in here. All the way to Contakos on the floor. Neither Hughes nor Comer have been much use in this game, have they? Let's see if that can change. No, not going to change there as Walker tries to close the ball down. Oh, and he's free there, isn't he? Offside? Offside. We're fine. In fact, I think I'm going to give it a few more minutes and then look to make a change, because there's just nothing happening for us. As Stevenson's through, Stevenson scores, but it's a disallowed goal. Offside called, and now Contakos plays it along the ground. Yeah, here's Comer through. Comer through, Comer scores. I mean, that is just a measure of the man. And why it's such a worry if he were to leave the club. Because Walker, really good control. Those two, Walker and Comer. And Lee Hughes nowhere. See, that pretty much confirms for me that we are going to bring off Lee Hughes in a second. You know, he's made it. He's not fully fit, I have to say. I should expect for somebody who hasn't played competitive football all season. I'm going to bring on Balder. Oh. Calm down. Computer getting a little bit excited about that one. Yeah, there he is. Going to bring him on. Old Diego is in reserve at the minute. Possibly on, I'd probably say for Barlow at this stage. And then possibly move Coulter inside. As De Castro plays it to Barlow now. He plays it through to Ede. And it's disallowed. Good finish though. How far off was he? Yeah, a yard there, isn't it? Good finish though, and Barlow involved, so perhaps he heard that potentially he was on the way out and decided to do a little better. Interesting to see if Balde can do anything, because he did score that hat-trick against us. Still getting used to the way that we play though, so I don't have massive expectations on him, even though his pace is less than I thought it was. I thought it was about 17. What player was I looking at? I've possibly signed the wrong player. Happens. So that was part of actually the transfer policy, because it was a player that we played against, one that we knew about. So that what made him eligible for us to sign. As here's Ede now on the run. Good player on the left wing. Coulter through, and Coulter just sees his shot saved. AFC Liverpool doing well there. Now Coulter again. Ball seems to be a bit of a magnet attracted him, or his foot is a magnet for the ball. That's more applicable. Now I'm just going to make the earlier change as discussed. Barlow is going to actually swap positions first with Coulter. There we have it. And then Barlow is going to come off for old Diego here. Even though it keeps telling me that he is not the preferred change. They want me to put a central defender in there instead. Not sure that's going to give us much forward options, to be honest. Although it is something I need to look at. Really do need to look at our defence, because we sacrificed the defensive midfielder, basically swapped him for a striker, as Comer gets his 40th of the season. His 40th, and he's no wonder he's being looked at by other clubs. I mean, he'll probably still be top scorer in the league by the time it finishes. Look at that, really good movement. Goalkeeper, no chance. Ede with the cross. Good play by him. Not a hint of offside. No way, ref. Good finish. And that puts us in a really good position. Ede playing well as in addition, and as Burns takes the free kick there. Now Comer's through. Hat-trick coming? A hat-trick. There you have it. If he didn't have suitors before, he's going to have it now, isn't he? And this is quite a regular occurrence for us. We concede a couple of goals, but we score plenty. Maybe the 4-4-2 is what we stick with. And hope that the Holker old boys pick up a few losses on the way. But really good play. They want us to do that. Comer fires wide now. Probably could have handed that over to somewhere else. To somebody else, even. As now AFC Liverpool come back. This will probably end about 5-3, 5-4. Because the opposition do tend to score late against us. When we think it's all over. See what I mean? I mean, yeah. Our mentality, I will just adjust slightly. We'll go back to a balanced system. And when we get the opportunity, I will just tell them to focus. See if that makes any change whatsoever. The other option, of course, is to bring off Comer and look at another defensive midfielder. We'll probably do that into the last 10 minutes. You know, as we try and shut things down. I did say it'd probably end up 4-3, maybe even 5-4. Sorry, 5-4. That'll do it. You know, as I've said many times this season, if you have a ticket at Fox Lane, you are bound to see one thing for sure, and that is a goal or two. As AFC Liverpool on 80 minutes come forward, worrying times here for Leyland Albion. Balls over the top to Pierce, good cross. And Contakos comes to the rescue, acrobatically tipping the ball over. And it's a goal kick. That is exactly what we need. Okay. Aliou, they want to take off for Stanley. Okay. What we are going to do is move Connor Comer back. Oh, what's happening with the old computer today? It's still whirring like a helicopter. And the player I want is Wood, I think, isn't it? Can I do that now because I made that change? How many subs have we used up? Nope, that's why. Right. What we are going to do is we're going to move Walker inside. I'm going to put Balde on the right. This is more complicated than it was when I planned it. We're going to drop Trent Walker back to a defensive midfield role. Trent Coulter, and have Harry Walker as our deep lying playmaker. Here we go. I mean, that should work, shouldn't it? That, and I think a quick mentality change. Let's go defensive. Let's start playing with the dark arts as old Diego comes forward. Has been poor these last few weeks, but earns us a corner there, and the more time the ball spends in the AFC Liverpool penalty box, the better as far as I'm concerned. Good header out now. Stanley's going to retrieve it to old Diego. No, but it's a big clearance downfield by AFC Liverpool. Very even game, really, isn't it? If you look at the amount of shots, 15 plays 18. Possession, 52-48. They want a lot with Stephenson. I mean, it's a bit late in the day, to be honest, considering that probably we're going to win the game. Comer through to Ede. Cleared, but there is Stevenson. Old Diego now moving forward. He's motoring through the gears. Cross in, and it's a header from Comer, but a save. Ede now. Oh, he's looking forward, isn't he? That has gone. Is it full time? It is full time. And there we have it. Leyland Albion pick up another important win. So I did say last time we had a 4-game stretch against some big opposition, including AFC Darwin, AFC Liverpool and Bury AFC in the last game. So we were lucky to get through. We've had from that stretch 3 wins and 1 loss. So that's not bad going, considering that the Hull Old Boys have also dropped points. They had a draw with, I think it was Bury AFC. So swings and roundabouts, really. It does show that we're not doing too badly in terms of our promotion aspirations. This week, I think, will be quite pivotal because we're now going to start motoring through the games and we're starting getting them played at this level 10. So hopefully we can find out towards probably the end of this week, maybe into next week, whether we're going to earn promotion and thus where to, because then we have to start again. All of our players are basically on non-contract. They're being paid just appearance fees. Some of them quite hefty ones. Some are on 50 quid. Others, like the new signing Balde, he's only on 20 quid a week, 20 quid a game even for an appearance. So 0 wage. Once we get promotion, then we've got to look at that again because we'll need better players, probably more experience in terms of the league above us, because otherwise I don't think this squad is going to cut it, especially due to the fact that we concede so many goals. And there's no telling whether we're going to keep the likes of Connor Comer. Harry Walker will be next on the list. You know, he's got so many goals this season. 20, I think we saw, didn't we, when he scored today? Joshua Ede, the summer signing that I brought in on the left wing, he's got plenty of assists, as has old Diego, who is now eligible for a full-time deal now that he's sort of had his birthday and he's come through the youth ranks. So it is a big concern that the players that we've got aren't going to be up to it should we actually earn promotion. And it's probably something that a lot of teams go through in real life. So there's a big difference, you know, as we saw this weekend even, West Brom sacking Slaven Bilic. Really good performances last season in the Championship. Didn't change a whole lot, I don't think, going into the Premier League season. Same at Fulham, and they're finding it tough as well. You've really got to step your game up, and you've almost got to rip up everything that you've done. There's no point being loyal to your old players and keeping hold of them if really what you need is a massive rebuild. The leagues are so much different. If you watch the likes of, say for example, if you watch the likes of League 1 and League 2, it's not a massive amount of quality. It's about effort and application. But once you get into the Championship, you're playing the clubs that have come down from the Premier League, and they are quality players. And they're not shirking of a tackle either. They're not going to just stand by and let you take the ball off them. They're strong on the ball. They'll get a hand across. And this is what teams find out. So for our little promotion bid here, we've got to really worry about if we go up, these players just aren't going to cut it for us, despite Connor Comer getting Player of the Day. The best viewing of the day was found at Fox Lane. That is good to see. So these are our fixtures heading into the end of the season. And the last 4, I'm really confident about. If we are in position for promotion, right there, from the start of Ashton Town, Cleator Moor, Pilkington and Prestwich, I think we'll earn it, because I think we can beat those teams. It's the likes of Lower Breck, AFC Blackpool, the Holker Old Boys and Nelson in before that I really worry about. And if we drop points there and the Holker Old Boys, the likes of them, keep on earning those wins, I don't know if we're going to be successful this year. But as you can see, plenty of green on this screen. In fact, we lost 2 games in succession there to the Holker Old Boys and Lower Breck. Combine that with a draw against St Helens Town, that was a really poor run. But since then, we're just scoring goals for fun. I know that we're conceding as well, but as long as we're scoring, we're not doing too badly. Our only clean sheet of the season was this game, the very first one, against Garstang, which we won 5-0 on YouTube. Had a great day there, but since then it has just been goals galore. in terms of the amount we've conceded. Giannis Kontakos, our young Australian goalkeeper, he's been the one to be in the net. And look at that, 54 conceded in the league from 23 games. That's over 2 a game. It is a little bit of a worry, but he's coming on in leaps and bounds. Really pleased with him. Absolutely not dropping him for anything. So I'm not sure what the next episode is going to be. It's probably going to be the Hull Crawl boys, isn't it? It's either going to be Hull Crawl boys or Lower Breck. I can tell you that. We'll see how it goes for the next 3 games, and then I will see you again on Wednesday.